Trade Genius.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Philip, a Trade Genius. I wanted to share with you guys the outlook for Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum this week, and the key levels that are in play. Before we get into that, though, I just want to remind you guys that we are running a 50% off special on our trading room, and you don't need a coupon code anymore. It's just that there's your price right there. So if you're interested in that, this package here will get you that. Our crypto signals and our binary option signals, which are currently on a 70-4 run. So a lot of guys in the rooms, while they're waiting around for crypto swings, been enjoying that as well. Okay, so let's take a look at our crypto action. So here's Bitcoin. What I've been looking for on Bitcoin, obviously we had a few bullish setups that have yet to really take off, right? So currently, we're in a little mini head and shoulders here, and this is on a daily chart. And so we'd be looking for this neckline basically to break up. What I'm looking for is something to resemble consolidation. A lot of the price has really been building up in this area in here. And so you can see this volume node here. And so it's completely possible that what we'll end up seeing is something like this for a bit, and then we break out. We're hoping to see that this month. We're about a week left, and we're still kind of just in this 8,500 area. So this may consolidate for longer than anybody wants, but as far as dumping down, again, for that to happen, we'd obviously be looking at this low to be taken out. If that's the case, this is the current area. If that low breaks, we're looking for 62.86 then to be hit. Otherwise, what we're looking for is some support in this area here currently, a break of this trend line, and then ultimately, even though if we do break out and actually get above this bearish fib zone here, I think this may end up consolidating for a bit. What would change that is we'd have to see a lot of volume come into the market. I will say that the Asia market has been pretty absent as far as the Asian session. Usually we'd see a lot of bullish buying, especially up in this time frame here, and that's been absent. So I think until we see some consistent Asian buying, we may be in a consolidation environment longer than anybody wants to think about. But that's just the reality of what's been going on. The alt market's been doing better. There's definitely signs of life in there. Names like Tron, Binance Coin, which we talked about last week, has been up a pretty decent percentage since we mentioned that, and looks to be going higher. So there's a few names out there that are starting to go up. 0x went up quite a bit in the last week or two. So the alt market's definitely seen some rotation back into it, market cap wise. It's interesting that that's kind of, we're starting to see that lead a little bit. Usually we'd see that in Bitcoin first, and then the alts would follow. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're looking at with Bitcoin right now. Again, this is a key level here, this low. And if this low gets taken out, which is approximately 72.85 area, and then that brings in the 62.86. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, we mentioned this a couple weeks ago. You got to brace yourself for some downside risk here. And the reason being is the SEC and the ICO stuff. And so I think you're starting to see, definitely we saw some weakness, a big spike down here, down to about 450 level. But I think that this fib extension of 362 we could get near that or touch it. There's a definite line in the sand of support at around 390. So I'm going to say this: if Ethereum gets to sub 400, I would definitely play that for a bounce, if not maybe a long-term accumulation, because when this whole crypto space starts getting volume in it back again, Ethereum, despite all that stuff, that'll pass, and it is going to go up higher. But you just have to keep in mind that the short-term risk is kind of high here. But I think I definitely be looking to pick some up for a intermediate type swing higher below 400. And on to Litecoin. Litecoin basically kind of in this tight channel here, and it's going to, I mean, it's basically in lockstep with Bitcoin. And so if you're a Litecoin holder, you know, basically if you're looking at it in dollar terms, Litecoin to USD, which we have here, I think this basically is just going to follow Bitcoin. You know, there's been a lot of positive news, you know, pay with Litecoin and things like that. But again, this comes down to volume coming into the space. And right now, this stuff is just kind of, you know, Litecoin especially is really just kind of following the Bitcoin pattern. Now, that being said, if we do start seeing a rotation up, I think if you're looking for if you're trading Litecoin in Bitcoin terms, right now historically it's at a fairly high level, but I think it has room to run higher when this turns up. Litecoin tends to have pretty ferocious moves up in terms of Bitcoin, and we can look at that real quick. LTC, BTC. So as you can see, these are, I mean, you can make a lot of Bitcoin trading this. Excuse me. So you know, it's prone to big spike, consolidate, and then nice moves up. And these aren't, you know, in Bitcoin terms, these aren't any moves to laugh at. These are pretty hefty. This last one here, you know, we're looking at 88%. So keep that on your radar, because, and these are the times when typically, you know, you could set a tight stop here, but these are the periods of time where you'll see consolidation, and it'll break out of consolidation. I think this is consolidating to move higher personally. So keep an eye on that if you're into it for the, you know, swinging for more Bitcoin. But anyway, that's basically it for this week for those three. Just watching the key levels, I think Bitcoin's kind of going to be the bellwether here on what happens this week. But this low, very important that we hold this trend line. If that breaks down, then this low here is going to be really important. That low being 73.10 looks like is what that number is. All right, so there you have it. We'll be looking at some altcoin plays this week and some other crypto noteworthy items in this week's video. So until then, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. I appreciate it, guys. Bye.
Trade Genius.